Today, let's talk about how to lay out a small one-car garage workshop. Hola, woodworkers. Paul Carlson here, small workshop guy. Now, my workshop is really one car wide and one car long, basically about 10 foot by 20 foot. Really, it's a little bit under that, so I'm under 200 square feet. You're looking from a view as if you had just entered the large garage door. That on this right half, I have a very long island. In fact, it's 12 foot 7 inches, made up of the table saw, a bridge between the table saw and kind of an assembly utility, all things type of a table. Very sturdy table, by the way. And then finally, my Samurai Carpenter workbench, which is just being finished up. So that's one long island. I can walk down the middle of the garage and around this island all the way back here to the dust collection system. So I've got a lot of reach. And then the left half, looking from coming in the garage door, is where all of the power tools are stationed. So they are moved in and out of kind of the open aisle as they're needed for different things. All of those items on that left-hand side are all on casters, and most of them are built over storage cabinets for being able to put things away. On this right-hand wall, as you're looking in, I have my clamps hanging up on various things. I also use the ceiling. I've put some half-inch pipe across the ceiling in various places to hang tripods and lights. That turns out to be a very effective way to hang up my Bessie panel clamps. If I have any jigs that aren't used very often, they go up above. Let's talk about this wall on the right-hand side of the garage behind my long work area. I've got the dust collection system, and it's on a big garbage can, 32-gallon garbage can with the Rockler dust collector on it, and so that's hooked up to my table saw. And I kind of don't move that around. That's an underpowered dust collection system anyway. Then I've got my clamps, as I discussed. This is my tool wall. I'm very happy with it. I would not outline things if I was to do it again. Fact is, I should take everything down, sand all that off, but you know what, you want to build some furniture, not just work on your workshop the whole time. So that's organized here on a main just piece of plywood, a lot of coats of polyurethane on it, with my chisels, my hammers, my card scrapers and jigs to sharpen those card scrapers. You know, screwdrivers, Japanese saws, bench planes. I've got 3 of them down here on the table. And then down below I have just a lot of clamps, the smaller type. And so those are easy to get in and out. I just have a piece of plywood with a little offset there so that those handles will fit behind a bar. And got a lot of them right there. I have always some other clamps hanging right where I can grab them all the time to hook things up to the workbench. I won't discuss that. It's a little temporary thing that I put to raise my work and to do some special things in it with some dog holes and stuff. Now, in addition to the normal tool wall here with a fire extinguisher on there, by the way, I put another board which is probably a 2 by 6 by 8 foot strip up there, made sure it was hit the studs, and then I simply use some tool hooks, which you can get at Ace Hardware. They're very straightforward, and I find just about everything has some way to hang on those tool hooks. So I've got my staplers and jigsaw and various hand power tools. My skill saw, bigger powered drill, small trim router, and things of that nature. So that's my tool wall. And then hanging over there on the left-hand side is my tool apron. So that's got about maybe 20, 25 things in it at any time to make my work efficient. All right, and then again my big bench, which I'm finishing up. That's the right-hand wall. Underneath, obviously, I have places to put all sorts of things. Underneath this, I keep my router with my Samurai Carpenter router base and my trim router.
So let's take a quick break and talk about the first two of the 5 principles of organizing a small one-car garage workshop. Principle number 1, place your table saw just inside the garage door facing inward, and then create a long island consisting of your outfeed table, your assembly table, and your workbench. Principle number 2 of the 5 principles is to utilize every square inch of your wall space that you can for clamps, dust collection system, tool wall, and all your jigs. Now your tool wall could be like mine, or it could be a more modular system using French cleats where you have more flexibility to move things around, whatever your personal preference would be.
In this section over here, I have an Apple computer. I have a set of Bluetooth wireless headset that I use to listen to things on the computer and to block noise and protect my hearing. I'm already wearing hearing aids. Behind there, I've got a Google Wi-Fi Nest, one of the pods of a Nest. So I got very strong Wi-Fi in the garage. And that gives me the ability to have a little device behind there put out by Amazon, and that's called Alexa. Alexa, what is 7 divided by 8?
7 divided by 8 is 0.875.
0.875. So she's very effective. Alexa, what time is it?
It's 3:10 p.m.
All right.
Have a good afternoon.
Thank you. So she's very helpful for playing music, which again I listen to through my Bluetooth, and a lot of things. I have smaller little tools here and battery chargers for a lot of the cameras and stuff, and some battery chargers for the handheld power tools. And then cabinets with some paint supplies and glue and other things in them. So I also, just a little tip, like to have a lot of rubber bands around some handles there because I grab them for everything. So that's that section. This is just a family pantry with food in it and bird seed and things of those natures. I find it very good to have a little step ladder to reach things that, jigs and stuff that I can't reach normally. All right, to the left of the pantry I have some ladders, more ladders than you would think I need, but I don't want to get rid of anything. I have some storage down there that I don't get to very often. That's kind of out of the way, but I can move my things very, very easily to get to those when I need them. So I have my belt sander, my grinder, my bandsaw. Below the bandsaw I use the shelf to store my sharpening station. Below that I have a couple of bags, my random orbit sander and my other panel sander. And then I put some sheet goods behind here, just cut-offs really, that I might need for another project. I like to have my compound miter saw here in front of this doorway because this stand that the miter saw is on is a Portamate, couple $100, but not only does it take care of this, which can fold under if you don't have anything underneath it, and I often have my oscillating sander out on the table there, not underneath.
On this left-hand side of the garage, we're demonstrating principle number 3, which is put almost all of your power tools on rollers so that you can move them in and out of the open floor space. This is absolutely critical in a small shop because you're not going to be able to place everything where it can be used without being moved at least slightly. While we're taking this little break here to talk about principles, let's talk about principle number 4. Put the things you should be using frequently, like a sharpening station, out and available. If you tuck them away in the deep recesses of one of your drawers somewhere, then you just won't use them as often as you should. And you should strive to keep your bench planes, your chisels, and your card scrapers sharp at all times.
On this side of the garage, I have pulled out my compound miter saw away from the wall, so I have access. I've pulled up the wing, and then I can pull this up, this platform, in order to support a workpiece. Very good. That will fold under. The other wing will fold up just like this one did. You can pull it out in the driveway and have a workstation if you want to do that. I tend to work off of sawhorses and plywood instead when I'm out in the drive. All right, continuing down the portable side of the wall, obviously back there I have things that are much less often used than what I have on my tool wall, but still have to be in the shop somewhere. Extra cords and things of that nature, paintbrushes. On a Portamate set of wheels, I have my drill press. Normally it's in good position here, but if I need more access left and right, I can roll it out into this utility workspace, you know, walk space, foot traffic space, whatever you want to call it, that I leave open here for all of my portable tools.
Here, let me demonstrate the open walk space.
I can pull my Powermatic mortising machine with my trademark hat on there. I can pull that out into this space here and use it, have all the access I want. I pull my thickness planer right over here over the table saw. I can also, if I have longer things, I can just put the garage door up and have it right there in the entryway and have full access in and out with no restrictions. So a little router table there that I can put anywhere I want to. And here I have a jointer, an 8-inch helical head jointer. And that just stays out of my way unless I need it. If I need it, it's actually usable right where it is. But up above I have a wind air filtration system, and I have a pull down electrical that's on a circuit breaker, and there's 4 outlets there. And it's got a very, very long electrical cord on it, so I can literally reach anywhere. Now I've got reasonable electrical around the shop, although I'm going to have an electrician out to redo everything and add more outlets. I'm using more extension cords than I like, and for a safety point of view, I basically unplug everything when I leave at night.
In a really small workshop, you're probably going to have to go with primarily benchtop power tools rather than large power tools with their own bases. So in that case, build your own shop carts with lots of drawers and lots of storage. If you do find yourself using some metal stands for your power tools, see if there's any possible way to add some horizontal platforms on the base of those stands for storage. What I'm going to leave you with now is a bunch of pictures and some nice relaxing music.